How do I look?
We look great. Anyway, we're live at yet another beautiful unboxing at Adrian's office, because how about a Resonance FB Journe? A watch that's extremely highly coveted, looked for, demanded at about $250,000.
I would say it's actually my top two dual times on the market. This and the Legacy Machine 1 from MB&F. I just think the dual time indicator on here is just so clear.
You can't really beat it having two faces. You know,
right.
It's about as clear as you can get as far as I'm concerned. And this is a blast from the past for me. I've sold a few of these, and that is the Vacheron Constantin Malte Skeleton Tourbillon. I mean, the back, the front, I mean, look, this is just...
Yes, we'll move on to another Vacheron Constantin. This is a Malte Tourbillon Perpetual, actually pretty much the competitor to the 5970.
At a much better price, and I think...
Much better price.
And I think the movement in that is better than that of 5970.
I will say there's only one thing about this watch that I like personally better, and that's the handcrafted moon phase.
Yes, if you look closely in there, if you can zoom in on that, you can see the handcrafted moon phase in there.
All right, moving on. Where are we going? Left or right?
Let's go right.
Let's go right. Okay. Royal Oak Tourbillon chronograph.
Roman watch.
Another Roman watch. He loves these.
I absolutely love these because these are such value for the money. Last week we sold two in stainless steel, one on a bracelet, one in on a strap. I think we still have one left on a strap with the brown dial and the black dial. I think we have another blue one on a strap. And yesterday we were in New York and I saw this rose gold. I could not pass up on it.
The rose gold one just has such a bigger look. I think it's just.
I do like the fact that somebody put it on the rubber strap versus the
because it's actually wearable.
It's actually more wearable on the rubber strap.
15500 ST white.
Who says those aren't selling?
The white dial is the cleanest. Is my favorite one.
Every time I get a white, I like it. Black, I like it. Blue, I like it. I don't know. It's always, I don't know. At the time I get them, it's like I keep changing my mind.
Roman, you never met a watch you didn't like. Okay, we have a Code 1159.
Oh, I love that
before you guys start hating Code 1159 this, Code 1159
look at this watch.
In regards to modern Audemars Piguet, the finishing on this watch is phenomenal. Ceramic case, the curvature, and the best part about the watch is the movement on the back.
The Code 1159 has got that Royal Oak case sandwich in between the actual outer case. When they executed that in ceramic and put that in between rose gold, by the way, I love the strap. This OD
two more straps as well, by the way.
But I love the OD green. This is really nice. See this box? That's a very old box. 1972 was when the Royal Oak came out, and then for their 20th anniversary from 1992, they designed the Royal Oak Offshore, aka the Beast. This is actually the original box from that, believe it or not, from that era. What this is the original Beast, and that was a D serial. They made him, they announced it in 1992 for the 20th anniversary, but what they also did is waited about a year until these came full-blown production with a D serial. Some of the earlier ones, just to give you a hint, so this is a D serial, but it has the AP logo up here. The very early ones did not have that AP logo. If you happen to get your hands on one of those, and notice the buckle as well, which is another one. Like this is a different, you don't see these type of buckles on the later offshores or any other offshore for that matter. A bit on the flimsy side, but still nevertheless holds the watch well. So if you get a hold of one of these without the AP logo on top, you got yourself a super rare watch. That was one of the first few they came out in '92, sort of the prototypes, and those go for over 100,000. Oddly enough, with this watch being 30 years old, it still looks up to date, and that's the beauty about Royal Oak.
You're Alex's age when that watch came out. It's amazing. Next up, we have a Rolex Air King 116900. This is the discontinued version without the crown guard. I still think under $12,000. I can't decide whether I like this one or the Milgauss better for a sports model under $12,000 today. Market price, right? I just love the green accents, and I just think it's unique. I think it's different. It doesn't look like it doesn't look like your run-of-the-mill Datejust. You know what I mean? It's got some character.
That watch was
always liked
a bit. It's funny. The
Always
the Milgauss came out hot out of the gate, then became a dog, and then kind of heated back up. And this thing was historically always like a doggy dog. Nobody wanted. Now all of a sudden everybody wants them. Well, maybe it's because they're discontinued.
This is actually a cool pickup, recently serviced by AP. Let me just take it out of the service box. This is a yellow 25860BA reference in yellow gold with the blue dial. Very rare. You really only find these in stainless steel. To find it in full yellow gold is actually pretty cool.
We have a lefty Panerai. This is a Panerai 360. Again, among Paneristas, or Panerai collectors as they're dubbed, the lefties are huge. So if you are a left-handed person, you would wear your watch on the right, therefore the crown guard would be here.
Also made for the 10th anniversary of Paneristi.com. Limited to 300 pieces.
So this is a PM 360. Moving right along.
I prefer this, and a lot of people are going to hate me for this. It's white gold GMT Pepsi with the blue dial. I actually prefer this over the Meteorite. What do you
It's a
think?
super clean Pepsi.
Yes.
Like that screams Pepsi. That's the one Pepsi
Yeah.
watch that when you look at it, you think Pepsi and you think Pepsi right away.
The blue dial.
The
is
blue
just
dial
such,
just
such,
does it.
just such a nice touch to it.
A lot of people say, well, why don't I just go with the steel? The seemingly looks the same,
No, it
it's
doesn't.
cheaper,
It
but it
doesn't.
doesn't. That one actually signifies blue too.
Signifies white gold is what it signifies.
Well, these have been blowing up since the introduction of the Bulgari Ultra Thin line, done in the Gerald Genta case. Remember, Bulgari bought the rights to Gerald Genta. They bought the Gerald Genta name as well as everything else, and this is the iconic Genta design. If you look at a lot of its Octa stuff from back in the day when you used to make them, they went with that design, but this is key here. The skeletons are probably the most requested watches out there today from
Bulgari?
From
Absolutely.
Bulgari. They're the most requested.
Extremely undervalued. All right, behind brown box door number 1, we have a.
Oh, no,
I-
they did this yesterday, the 5170.
I'm going to do it again. I'm going to talk about it because to
Please do.
me, it
Please
is my
do.
actual
I
favorite.
think this is yesterday's unboxing.
Okay, well, let's unbox it again.
Let's do it.
So this is a 5170p, guys, in case you didn't see yesterday's unboxing. This, to me, is the best chronograph from Patek Philippe in many, many years. Produced from 2017 to 2019. It is actually the first manual wound in-house Patek Philippe chronograph. Gradient blue dial with the subtle touch of diamond markers just makes this watch absolutely killer. Like, it is just the perfect watch for me.
This is also in line with what Patek used to always do. Every platinum watch Patek made was on a blue strap. And now they're sort of starting to get away from that a little bit. They're going into
like the
greens
51,
and-
like the 5170s that were not platinum, white gold or yellow gold. They just didn't do anything for me, right? When they came out with the platinum with the gradient blue dial, just blew it out of the water.
Speaking of Pateks, how about a 5980 Nautilus? This is one of the watches that, you know, kind of went through the roof. The prices have corrected on them. So now would be the time to pick up one of these.
So that watch
we're
is-
buying them cheaper and we're selling them cheaper.
That watch is so comfortable to wear.
is. It is a super comfortable
It is
watch.
so much lighter than like your Royal Oak chronograph in stainless steel. So much lighter than your Rolex. Like it's so light.
And oddly
so
enough,
comfortable.
because a lot of bracelet
weird.
models out there, including Royal Oak, cannot do this, where it's almost at a 90-degree angle, they usually tend to stick out this way, which makes you would need to have a bigger wrist for lugs to come out this way. But because this can bend always at 90 degrees, it's a lot more comfortable to wear as well, even if you have a smaller wrist. Which
I
is
have a smaller wrist, it's an easy wear. Another favorite of mine chronograph, modern chronograph, 5905R, annual calendar chronograph, chocolate dial. It is absolutely beautiful.
I feel like with the correction that Nautilus's Aquanauts, you know, your hot models from Patek just took, I think it's going to draw people's attention to stuff like this. In terms of a dressy watch, the biggest issue I've had with Patek in the before is that whenever you got into a dressy watch, it was small.
Small, yeah.
And this not only is it a large diameter, 42,
No, it's not a 42.
What is it?
It's about a 41.
40, oh, it's a 41 millimeter, but look at the thickness of the case. Whenever you're looking at a dress watch, the thicker the case, the bigger the watch is going to wear. And this is what I love about this watch.
You know?
Speaking of gold watches on a strap, how about a Sky Dweller on Oyster Flex? What are your thoughts on
So I'm gonna make a big statement here. I have never been a fan of Oyster Flexes, period. I think for Daytonas, to me, they're very gimmicky. But for some reason on a Sky Dweller it works. I can't pinpoint what it is, but it just works on a Sky Dweller. Oh, last but not least, forgive me for not sharing what was
Yes.
on my wrist.
Yes.
So here we have,
That was a
and
pickup, yes,
we've
yesterday's
had this before, and we have it again, an RM003 V1 in platinum. Now, guys, this is essentially the watch that launched RM off the launching pad right here. This was the quintessential racing machine on the wrist, right? There's so many functions in this watch that just scream race car. This was actually the first time that they used this indicator where it says wind, neutral, and the hours, where you don't pop the crown out, you actually press a button. It's almost like a manual clutch.
And a lot
Press
of people have
button to
popped
wind.
the crown out and
Yeah.
took the crown out, like literally.
So like
That's some fines there.
this is what defines racing machine on the wrist, and it's in platinum, super rare. Early reference like 36. I mean, this is one of the first watches Richard ever made. So this is, if you're a true Richard fan, that's the watch you.
These are the vintage Richard Milles,
Neo-vintage,
right?
as they call it,
Or neo-vintage. Because the company's 20 years old. It's kind of hard to go vintage. But a lot of our collectors, a lot of our clients are reaching out to try and find some of these earlier pieces, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, the 8s. And of course, the 1s are impossible, the 9s are
Nines are
impossible.
impossible,
So we had a 12. That was super rare, RM12 third that we had.
The 9 is the one.
The nine is the holy grail, but the 2s and the 3s, people are quickly realizing, because they were trading at a low value for quite some time. So everybody wanted the newer ones, the Bubbas and the TPT pieces and this and that. And they were sleeping on this, and while they were sleeping, these things went up 30-40% in value over the last probably 3 years, I would say, and they're steadily going up because
I think
we're
more
paying
than,
more.
far more than that.
Yeah, far more than that. Probably
more than
at
that.
least 50 to 60% in
Yeah,
value.
yeah.
But people were always sleeping us because they wanted the latest and the greatest, not realizing the history and the value behind some of the older stuff.
Yep.
Anyway, this will conclude our unboxing. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
for tuning in.
You won't see me tomorrow, but you will see this handsome face.
Well, we're going to Miami. Can I come?
It's not to be disclosed where I'm
know.
going.
Kind
Bye.